Hey, thank you so much for being here. And first of all, I really want to say...
No, I'm literally just about to cry, mostly because of that beautiful welcome.
No.
As you know, where I live is on fire right now. Literally, the entire city of the Pacific Palisades is burning. And, you know, I flew here last night. I was on the plane, started getting texts, and it's gnarly, you guys. It's just a catastrophe in Southern California. Obviously, there have been horrific fires in many places. This is literally where I live. Everything. The market I shop in, the schools my kids go to, friends, many friends now have lost their homes. So it's a really awful situation. I am, you know, obviously going to go home first thing tomorrow and be with my family and try to help my friends. But it is, just so I can tell you, if you know anybody on the West Coast or not, the American Red Cross, support them. They will come in and help people. Do anything you can, anything in your community to help people. Whether you need it or not now, you will need it. Give blood, donate, whatever you can do, animal shelters.
Yeah.
And remember, since I'm on the middle of a very big television show, for anybody living anywhere, have an emergency kit in your house. I'm an American Red Cross ambassador. Have an emergency kit with prescription glasses, medicines, dog food, baby formula, all the things you need if you have to flee. So I'm happy to be here. I was actually terrified, as you know, to be here. Terrified, you people. Terrified. I'm terrified of you.
What are you terrified of me?
I'm terrified of you.
What are you saying? What are you terrified of me?
No, I'm terrified of you.
Why?
Because I don't do impressions. I'm not Ariana Grande. Wait. And I can dance a little, but I mean, like, I'm not going to do like a dance off. And I always felt like you had to like be able to sing. I'm the worst singer in the world, so I can't sing. So I just was afraid. I really came here because I love Questlove and I like you. So anyway, I was always very nervous of this, and I live in Los Angeles, and so I'm never in New York. So anyway, but I'm happy to be here.
But you should never be. You can come on and just be.
Okay. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
But you are you. You are Jamie Lee Curtis.
I understand. By the way, I met a woman today who, when I was walking down the hall, she said, "You eat."
That's a great. No, it's a great thing.
I swear.
It's a great thing.
Like right outside the dressing room, and I said, "I'm sorry."
That's a good thing.
She said, "You eat," and I said, "What does that mean?" And then she said, "You're killing it."
Yes.
And then
No crumbs.
Then I know, but like no crumbs. We're killing it, but then we slay, and then we smash it, and then we devour it. When did like being good become so violent? No, seriously.
Look, you're eating it right now.
I'm eating
You
it.
just can't stop eating.
I'm just eating.
You know, I talked to my wife before the show, and I said,
hope so.
And I said, I said, Jamie Lee Curtis is the best, and she said, when is she not the best?
Aww.
And I thought that was a great line. When is she not the best?
Okay, fine, enough.
And so anyway, so yeah, enough. You're here. You're winning Oscars.
I know.
You won an Oscar. You won an Emmy. You won an everyone.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, please.
I've never told anybody this. Never told anybody this. So I'm me. You guys know me pretty well. If you think for 1 second I ever thought that anybody would give me an award like that, you're crazy. If you watched my friend Demi the other night talk about being an actor for 45 years before, you know. So obviously that was not in my plan. You know, it was never something. I did horror movies for sake. I mean, seriously. So, no, I'm being honest. I mean, you know, you don't think you're going to win it all. Anyway. So I was in this wonderful movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was fantastic. Yes. And, you know, obviously Michelle Yeoh and Key were great, and I'd seen the movie, and the movie was great, and the Daniels, and the movie is great. And I have a great part, you know, a small but great part. And I just never thought about a word of it.
Yeah.
And I went to a screening in New York City. It's honest to God truth. I went to a screening in New York City, downtown somewhere. I don't even know where downtown is, but it's that way. And Questlove was in the audience. And at the end, there was a reception. And it was in the middle of COVID, kind of. And, you know, the word reception to me is just like germ bucket. You don't go to the reception because it's all high voices and wine breath. Because it's just, I swear, it's just...
Wine breath.
It's just people going like this. Oh, my And they're right up against your face, and they've had 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah. I know.
So instead of that, I was standing near the door, and Questlove was there, and I was just about to leave, and somehow I turned, and there he was, and he looked at me and said, I've never met him. Had we ever met before?
We haven't met, no.
He looked at me and said, dust off your mantle. And I said, what? He said, dust off your mantle.
Wow.
And I looked at him, I was like, oh, shut up. Oh, stop. Stop it.
You're gonna put an award up there.
And I remember I got in the car. I have never told you this, sir. I got in the car, and it was the only time where I went, what?
Really?
Like, you know how Leonard Cohen talks about the crack, to let the light in? You let the light in for me. And I never thought it would happen. And then, of course, on the night itself, I really didn't think it was going to happen, and neither did anybody else. But I won't say anything. And
Questlove predicted
but
it.
Questlove predicted it.
I knew it.
And I'll never forget it as long as I live.
That's a good story. I do remember.
That is a true story.
I do remember the next day you came here and you go, dude, I just saw the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
And I go, no way.
No,
So-
but I mean, it was just, he also looked
Yeah,
at
but
me
but my memory's better.
Okay.
But
Are you stretching
my
your back?
story's
you
better.
stretching
Yeah,
your
I'm
back?
stretching my
What are you
arms.
stretching for?
Just because I just love my story so much.
You're so weird.
No.
I mean, I like you. You're funny. You're really funny. That bit earlier was really funny.
No, please.
No, it's really funny. What do you want to know?
I want-
What? Talk to me. What do you want?
I have to ask questions. I have to ask you a question.
What?
The Last Showgirl.
Is fantastic.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
That wasn't the question. It's out this Friday in theaters.
Yes.
Pamela Anderson was on last night.
Pamela Anderson
and she was fantastic.
is fantastic.
But you just got nominated for a
Pamela got nominated for a Screen Actors Guild Awards.
yes,
today.
and you did
I
as
did
well
so.
today. Congratulations, nominated for a Screen today. Come on.
Yes,
well deserved.
it's a beautiful movie. It's a movie set in Vegas. It's sort of Vegas during the day. It's what happens when the last big showgirl show closes. Pamela plays the last showgirl. I play her BFF, ride or die, ridden hard and put away wet best friend. No, seriously, because Annette was a showgirl and then became obviously a stripper and then probably a sex worker, and then at some point she ended up a bevertainer.
Now, I did not know what a bevertainer is.
So a bevertainer, it's true. A bevertainer is a way that the casinos got around the unions. You know, they just want to F the unions. You know, businesses just want to F unions. And what happened was that instead of being cocktail waitresses, which is unionized, they created a new job, a bevertainer. A bevertainer is someone who serves drinks and performs. So if you're a dancer, you do 3 dances a shift. If you're a singer, you get up on these weird little platforms in the casino and you sing your track, whatever it would be, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Never heard that term.
And I play a bevertainer, a woman named Annette, who is,
Your look in this film
it's fantastic.
is one of my favorite looks.
Yes,
and look at this.
it's just fantastic.
Well done. The tan.
The spray tan. Mommy got a spray tan.
The spray tan. The spray tan.
Spray
Everything.
tan and by the way, it's a harsh life, Vegas. Vegas, I don't know, maybe you guys love Vegas.
Tough.
It's a harsh place. And particularly harsh for women. And this is a movie about women. This is a movie about what happens about mothers and daughters and what happens to women in Vegas. And it's a beautiful little movie directed by Gia Coppola, stars Pamela Anderson.
Fantastic
I know.
job, Gia Coppola. Also, you're dancing.
Well, so, I like, you can dance. But, I think, isn't there a TV show that says, like, so you think you can dance?
Yeah.
I think everybody thinks we can dance. I mean, I danced when I took dance classes a few times. So, yes, in the movie. So what happened was this. So the Bevertainer who we met, when I found out about Bevertainers, she said, "Would you like me to dance for you?" And I was like, "Oh my God, no, 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 no," because I had seen Nora and I knew what that meant. And she was like, "No, no, no, I have to." And so she basically got up on the podium and danced for me. I certainly left her a nice tip. And then as we were walking away, it's a true story, as we were walking away, Gia Coppola said to me, "Well, you know, Annette's gonna dance." And I looked at her, I said, "No, I am not, no, 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 no. I'm here 3 days. I am not dancing."
Yeah, I'm doing my thing.
I'm doing my thing. And then as we were walking into the rehearsal hall for the only rehearsal we had, Total Eclipse of the Heart was playing on the sound system in the casino. And I jokingly said to Gia, "Well, you know, if Annette was gonna be a Bevertainer, that would be her track." End of story, never thought about it, did 3 days of great, beautiful, intense work. And then my last day, right before I left the casino, Gia Coppola walked up and said, "Annette is dancing in 5 minutes." And there is a beautiful, beautiful sequence in this movie where I'm 66 years old, Annette is 66 years old, this 66-year-old ex-showgirl gets up on this platform and dances to Total Eclipse, except you have to understand, nobody watches.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking,
Yeah.
because nobody gives a They're just like, nobody cares. And it's this poignant, the way she used it in the movie was extraordinary. And it's very emotional and beautiful. So, yeah, Mommy dances in The Last Showgirl.
Yeah. I want to show everyone a clip. Here's Jamie Lee Curtis not dancing. No, this is just you straight acting. Here's Jamie Lee Curtis in The Last Showgirl. Take a look at this.
Phyllis, you want another ginger ale? Oh, yeah, a little Jack Daniels. Oh, yeah.
Honey. Thanks for that.
You know, I don't like that. It makes you think like I'm irresponsible. I am not irresponsible. I'm thinking of opening an IRA.
Oh, I think you're too old to open an IRA.
Okay, whatever. I mean, you know me. I make money.
Exactly.
You know, you could always get together with Eddie.
What? Oh my God,
You
that's
could.
a first. Who are you?
Hey, Tony, I need a Jack and Ginger.
Hey, we're cutting the floor. You and Esme can go home.
Who's staying?
Jennifer and Jessica.
Of course they are.
Jamie Lee Curtis, everyone. The Last Showgirl is in theaters Friday. More with Jamie Lee Curtis after the break. Stick around, come back.